Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the It's Pizza Time podcast. I'm your host, INDiGO. Today I'm joined by my co-host, Victor.
It's good, guys.
Our co-host, John, is stuck in traffic with the punctured tire, it seems like, so he will not be joining us today, unfortunately. And our special guest, Infinite.
Welcome.
Yes, sir. What's good?
Man, all right. So for everybody who doesn't know who Infinite is, what Infinite is, would you like to briefly explain who you are, what you do, and all that?
Yes, sir. I am a bass music producer. I'm Canadian, from Calgary, Alberta. Lived here my whole life. Been making music for about, 8 years now. I guess that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I've been touring for about 3 or 4 years, and yeah, more or less.
All right, definitely a good way to start off this episode. So I'll just from right there, I'll slide right into the precursor question, the thing that we ask everybody here. What is your favorite kind of pizza?
Oh, I knew that was coming because I listened to a bunch of episodes.
You did your research.
I don't know if I don't. What's that? Oh yeah. I had to get ready. I was like, damn, I don't want to sit there for 45 minutes and be like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's my. I don't remember an iconic pizza I had or anything like that. But my go-to order, every single time we order pizza is. This is probably gonna be such a scrub answer because it's so basic. We just hit up Domino's. I'm pretty sure they know me by now because they come to the crib so much. Medium 12-inch pan pizza from Domino's. I get this white garlic. It's like a weird, I don't know, it's some white garlic Parmesan sauce. And then I get chicken and mushrooms and feta cheese. And that's it. And then two hot cheese dips. And that's it. You're good to go. You eat that, you feel like $1 million.
I mean,
Definitely interesting.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like don't ever consider it like a scrub answer. There's no wrong answer when it comes to food. So, don't worry about that. Yeah. What?
I listened to a few guys and they were like, there's this spot you gotta knock 3 times and they give you a secret code and they let you in, and then it's a authentic Italian guy and he'll give you that's the best pizza I've had. So I don't want to get shown up, but I mean, hey, Domino's is always decent.
I mean, if there's actually a place like that, that sounds more like some kind of mafia front.
Yeah, but that also be pretty hard. That's a pretty pizza flex. Yo, I got a guy.
That honestly,
you got the best shit.
You gotta let us know.
Definitely.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. If that ever encounters to me, I'm not gonna tell anyone except me. I'll tell Pizza Time guys. You go to these guys' place, you tell them it's pizza time.
All right. I guess let's just jump right into talking about music and stuff like that then. You said you've been producing for 8 years. How did that initially? How did that come about? Because I'm pretty sure, I've done a little bit of my research. I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure you had a metal background.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, whatever you want to call it, metal. I listened to kind of I guess just all the little emo kids, screamo, hardcore, metalcore type shit, that kind of stuff. I wasn't really into the the metal, Metallica or the Megadeth or I guess more of the daddy metal type stuff. I was strictly just the textbook Warped Tour kid. That was what I was raised on, and I still love that music. for sure. So yeah, like yeah, definitely like yeah, metal background ish.
All right. Also, where did the like transition come from that kind of music to like dubstep? Because like some people consider it like a pretty big leaps. I like to think that they're kind of similar in their own way, but how did you particularly find like that, bridge?
Yeah, definitely. You're definitely right, and there's similarities, and I think there's definitely everyone's right who says they're completely different or right as well. Um, when I was like a kid and like listening to like the shit I was listening to, my brother was like a diehard Tiesto fan and like loved electronic music, loved Armin van Buuren, like all that shit. And I would just consistently be like, yo, this shit is pretty lame, dude. It's a guy pushing buttons, like it's electronic music. Like this is when I was like 13, 14 type thing. I was like that kid. So I like never had any like interest at first in dance music. It just like wasn't my thing at all. Um, and then when I was, I think in grade 12, my homie, we were in his car and like he had like just got a sub. He's like the first kid who had a car with a sub. So we was like already just like that was like the coolest shit that we were just in a kid like our homie was driving and we were listening to cool music. And he was like, yo, guys, like uh dubstep. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And he was they were because like this was not a thing. We never heard it before ever. So he throws on it was Ganja White Night actually, but at the time like they were not popping at all, because this would have been, I graduated 2011, so this would have been like 2010 or 2011. So I don't know how he found them on LimeWire. I don't know how old you guys are. I don't know if you guys
No,
know
we've
what
definitely
LimeWire is.
we've touched LimeWire. At least I have.
Word. Okay, yeah. So he found them on LimeWire, like back when he was 17. He typed in the word like dubstep. His friend told him. So he like threw on a couple songs in his car. He put on this song called "Peace by Fear." If we hop off the call, you should check it out because it's still super sick. And it was just like it was not like heavy dubstep at all. It was just super super fat sub, like really cool percussion and just one like the most textbook like wobble bass ever, just like a classic like wub 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 type thing. But he threw this on in his car, and it was like me and the homies were just like, "Yo, like this is next level. Like this is so cool." It was like hip hop, but weirder for me. Like it didn't sound like the electronic music my brother like listened to and was bumping because he was like strictly like a trance and house guy. So this I didn't even remotely like connect them at all. So yeah, he played me that, and I like went home and did the same thing, typed dubstep on LimeWire. Started really listening to a lot of the same guys. Everybody starts listening to like Excision, Datsik, Downlink, like Flux, Dr. P, like that handful of guys like that around 2011, like everyone was listening to. And then I just was basically only listening to that, and I was still like all through high school. I was always trying to do the band thing. Like I played guitar, and like more than anything, like I wanted to do like the Warped Tour, be in a band type thing. Like since I was a little kid, that was always like the dream. But this is also like I've heard like so many producers have this exact same story. They wanted to do like a heavy band as well. It's just like super hard to find like the right people, like to find like 4 or 5 guys who are like on the same page as you and like as serious as you and like want to do the same things. I would just like tried it a bunch of times. It didn't happen. And then I just started listening a little bit more of this dubstep stuff. And then I just like Googled one day, I was like, how to make dubstep, and like an hour of like Googling, I was like, oh shit, like this is like, I can download a program and like I can make an entire song and it's just me. I don't have to like worry about my homies like not wanting to do band practice or like get together. So that was like the most appealing thing to me. Like even just like I don't even think I was thinking about like producing, really. I was just like, I can like make a whole song here like completely myself. So
Yeah.
that to me, I guess, was exciting and appealing, and like why I just started messing around.
Yeah, it definitely has that appeal, like, cause with like DAWs and stuff, you can make and try because of the fact that you can make a whole thing yourself. You don't have to worry about any like external things, and the fact, and it's like not being able to make a song is entirely now on you. It's not like you can't. You also
Yeah,
can't blame
yeah,
anything
exactly.
else.
Yeah, totally. Like now, if shit doesn't get done, it's just because like I'm being lazy. It's not because like Steve is
Exactly.
not coming to practice or something.
Yeah. Victor, you said you had a question brewing.
Yes, I actually did. So my question was, so I see that plaque on the wall there. I wanted to know
Yeah.
what it's for, and then could you explain how you got it?
Cool.
For
Yes, I can. I can absolutely explain that. That is for actually not a lot of people know this, but I did a song with Kanye West and Drake like 5 years ago. I just did some like writing for it, and that's what that is for.
oh, that's dope.
What's the song?
I completely made that up. Like that's completely false. That didn't happen at all.
I was about to say, I'm like,
Sorry.
what song? I'm like,
Fuck no.
I wouldn't be
No,
surprised.
that's just that is just the first independent single I put out for myself that got 1 million streams on Spotify. I just like I was just like cruising the internet one day. I found a website that did these like super like professional looking plaques for that, super cheap, and I was like, fuck it, I'm super excited that I got 1 million streams. This is like a couple years ago, so I just ordered that. So that's just what it's for.
Got it. Because I was wondering, because I've seen, like, of course you see artists having plaques and shit. I was wondering, are they getting them sent or do they just buy them? Because, I mean, you just mentioned that,
Oh, he disappeared. Uh-oh. All right. What happened?
we lost them.
It really would not be an episode of the It's Pizza Time podcast without technical difficulties.
I did nothing, I swear.
All
Yeah,
right.
your video's off for us.
It's all
I'm coming back here. Yeah, I didn't tell you anything. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
You're
It's
fine.
okay. Like I was just saying, it would not be an episode of the It's Pizza Time podcast without technical difficulties.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Right.
Your question though about the plaques.
Yes.
Yeah, that shit is not for free. You have to pay for those.
Got it.
For sure.
Yeah, because you see all these artists, like, I don't know, like, they have just, like, plaques on plaques on plaques, right? And I'm just like,
Yeah.
is there management giving them this? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, no, it's just what I don't remember the proper. I think it's RIAA, like that's the association that tells you, hey, you got platinum or whatever, and I believe they just do it like once you hit that mark, I think they hit you up and they're like, yeah, like you want a plaque, here's what we offer, you buy it. But I mean,
okay.
but I mean, like if your record's going platinum, like you're buying the plaque. You're not gonna be like, oh, I don't know if I can afford that.
Yeah.
I actually do have a friend. His name's Ant. His producer name is Not Sorry. He's crazy. In his studio in Santa Monica, he has a plaque, and it is actually for. He worked with Kanye on. What was the? He did some engineering for what was? Do you guys know much Kanye?
Yeah, I know everything.
He does.
What was the album? It was like I think there was like a purple bear on it or something.
Graduation, probably.
Yes, Graduation. Yeah, he did a bunch of work on that. So he had like the proper like plaque, like his name and like his credits and shit. I was like, that is so tight.
Yeah, I don't have Graduation on me, but I have a bunch of other vinyls here for him. Yeah, I don't have it.
Victor will take
Dope.
any
I have like
moment.
every other one.
Victor will take any given moment to show off his vinyl collection.
To flex his Kanye?
No. Yes.
That would have been way sicker if I actually did have that that plaque though for like the Kanye and Drake track.
That'd be
That
cool.
was sick.
No, for sure. 'Cause, I mean, they do have people producing and writing for them, so.
Oh yeah, of course.
I
I wonder if I would have got canceled if I just blatantly lied about that on the podcast and some kids went and researched it.
I don't think so. I think it would be like, I mean, who knows?
That'd be funny. It'd be funny if I just completely like denied it too. When people were like, "Yo, we searched. Like, it's not true." I just be like, "No, dude, it's true. Trust me, I did it.
Listen,
Don't worry
you
about
ask
it."
Kanye. Just ask him.
Yeah, exactly. Hit him up. Oh, he doesn't get back to you? That sucks, dude.
Well, he's the only one that can prove it. So
To be like Kanye running for president, you'd be like his you just be talking about how you're gonna be his like VP.
trust
So
me.
yeah, are you guys voting for Kanye in 2021? No, I guess that's a rude question. I'm not ever supposed to ask, right?
2024.
Politics.
I don't care enough about politics anymore. I'm just like I'm just along for the ride. It's
Yeah. Okay. Word. But no, screw it. I think it's
If
an
you-
okay question. Are you gonna toss Kanye a vote, Victor?
No, I won't this year for sure. But maybe in 2024 when he gets on a party. Because right now running as a third-party candidate doesn't sound like a great idea.
Wait, wasn't it like called birthday cake or something?
Something like that. He's like, listen, if I get voted, it's everybody's birthday.
Okay, no, I gotta Google it real quick
Go for
because my girl told me yesterday. She was like,
The birthday
Um,
party. That's what it is.
"That's what it's called."
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know if do you guys conspiracy it up or what?
I think it might just be like a marketing technique, you know? It's like
Listen, he's been doing this shit for years though with this marketing. He's been always when an album is coming out, he says some controversial shit or does some stupid shit. He just released
Of
like 2
course.
singles. So
Yo, I went super deep the other night down the rabbit hole. I was like working on a music video and I was like, okay, I'm gonna take 5. Open the internet and I accidentally, well, I mean, as accidentally as I voluntarily did it myself, joined a Facebook group that I think is called The Dark Truth. I wonder if I'm allowed to talk about it. Maybe I get kicked out of the
Canceled.
Facebook group. And it's just like a textbook, like in quotes, whatever, tinfoil hat, like conspiracy, like everybody posting like wild shit up in here. So I was scrolling and like a lot of it is just like idiots on Facebook, like posting dumb shit that is like just for like laughs or whatever.
mm-hmm.
But then you get like the diehard like conspiracy guys that are like squunto tier with this shit. And I watched a few videos and I was like, and dude, I learned. I mean, apparently like billionaires are like harvesting kids and like, like I learned.
Yeah.
I heard. You know about this?
You didn't know about it? I was kidding. If you
I did, but I thought it was like kind of a joke. But then I like watched this 8-minute clip and like on low key, like kind of like 1,000% in.
Dude,
no,
bro,
just not fully, but
send
like
it. I don't know about this shit, but I do know that like a while back.
what? Oh,
If you know who Alex Jones is, that dude was screaming out eating kids as well. Like it was not him himself, but he was saying
Dude.
like Hillary Clinton and everybody's eating kids. So.
yes. Oh my God, dude. Oh yeah, dude. Clinton, man. Bad news, bro. Mike Podesta, I learned all about him.
Yeah. Did you know that Marco, because of his pizza time thing, people are now referring to Pizzagate because of it, and they're like, "Yeah, so Marco's a pedophile because he's saying it's pizza time."
I was
in chat.
gonna say. Oh my God, if you're in on Pizzagate, I'm not gonna.
I'm
I'm
not
not gonna let you write pizza
No.
time.
I can promise you that.
I'm just kidding.
I just like food.
No, but it's hilarious.
Of
'cause
course,
people-
someone on the internet, of course, is coming for you for that.
yeah, they're
It's pizza time. Yo, he's in on it. Check his emails, bro.
For real, no, it's true. I mean, like he got like some actual like hate mail shit, and like again, I thought that stuff died in 2016. So
I just like I'm more so it's funny, but it's also like disappointing that like people would actually, you know, that's like the first thing that comes to people's minds. Like that's what I mean.
Oh yeah,
I'm like
it sucks that you have to deal with that and worry about that.
It's like I don't know, man. It's like if that's the first thing that pops in your head, and I don't know what to tell you, but like I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just like, my boy is just out here writing it's pizza time. Like, he's just
Spreading
grinding.
love and positivity, and this
Let
dude's
it,
out
yeah,
here
like,
just like, you hiding kids, bro?
yeah, it's not. Actually, that's interesting that you were talking about you commenting pizza time because, correct me if I'm wrong, but I've seen like some artists, like some of them, like big artists, that get like pissed off at you for commenting pizza time.
Okay, so I'm not the
I've
only.
like seen, I've seen some comments. Yeah, dude, and I'm every time, like if like my girl's beside me, I'll be like, dude, like what the? Could you imagine like replying to someone like this and being like, bro, like quit commenting pizza time on my shit, dude. Like
Yeah,
you're upping my engagement. Cut it out. Like
there are people that don't like it, and like some people are respectful about it, and it's like I kind of understand. It's like eventually at the very end of the day, it is technically a spam comment, so I can understand why you wouldn't want to see it, but like I'm not cool with the people that are super like aggressive about
angry.
it. Yeah, it's like in the end, it's like that is also all it is. It's just a spam comment. It's like, and also I let it be known. It's like if you don't like it, just let me know and I'll stop. Like,
Yeah, isn't it like the top thing in your bio? It's like all caps. It's like,
yeah,
if I bother you,
it's like
I am
don't.
so sorry. I'm just being a nice guy.
It's like in my bio is like it reads like don't block me. Just let me. It's like if you get annoyed, don't block me. Just let me know and I'll stop.
Yeah.
But I've had people. It's like I'm not gonna out anybody in particular, but there have been a couple people. It's like
Neither am I.
it's like you have some people that are like, I really enjoy what you're doing, but it's like I don't think my page is right for it. And sometimes they'll like even give me a follow back for it. They're just like telling me to stop and they'll like follow me, and it's like okay, that's cool. But then you have like the people on the very opposite end of the spectrum. Like I've had one guy essentially tell me to jump into oncoming traffic, and I was like, all right, cool.
Is this like an established producer?
Not like he.
Oh, okay. That's
Kind
still
of, yeah.
terrible, but
Like I don't want to give
my God.
details, but yeah, it's like yeah, kind of. He's got a following, and it's like I understand, but it's like maybe he's just had a bad day.
I do not understand, bro. I honestly cannot picture myself ever having an ego where something as harmless as a pizza time comment would result in me telling somebody to throw themselves in front of a car. That sounds a little okay.
I got replied to with like from that particular person like an entire comment or like entire like paragraph of like, I am not funny. This is the worst thing that I've like the fact that this is the most important thing I've ever done is like a waste of like my time, and basically just told me like I was like just end it. I was like, okay. I'm like,
You got that screenshot though.
I was like, I just replied with cool, thanks, and I just unfollowed him.
You still got that message saved though? You got to keep that.
Yeah, I'll keep it. I don't. I have it, but it's like I don't necessarily want to use it because it's like I like to imagine that like I like to believe that, well, for one, people can change because this was a while back, so it's like people can get better. But then two, it's like I believe like maybe he just had like a shit day. Because before that, it was absolutely nothing. It was radio silence up until that point. It's like maybe he just had like a really bad day.
Oh yeah. I didn't mean like keep the screenshot to blackmail him. That probably sounded terrible. I just mean you just keep that as just like
a memento.
Then maybe one day like Pizza Time podcast gets like Joe Rogan size, and then you just frame that screenshot of the DM, just frame that in the studio.
Definitely.
That's what you keep it for. Yeah, I didn't mean like keep it sit on that for 10 years, and then when he's famous, out him for bullying the Pizza Time guy. That's not what I meant.
It's like I don't think that's definitely. I don't think that's a good move. It's like, you know what, in the end, it's like he just told, like he said something. He had, to be fair, it's like freedom of speech. If he wants to say it, he can say it. I don't really care. It's like fine. I mean, it's bad, but it's like in the end, it's only bad if I let it affect me. It's like,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just gonna take it. Just that's like whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry you got some people coming at you over a pizza emoji for that.
I mean, it's fine because for like I mean for every like one person that doesn't like it, there's like 10, 15 people that do. So it really just like it's more, it's more people enjoy it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. If that shit doesn't bother you, then hell yeah.
Yeah, all right. Okay. I want to ask a little bit about like I guess your style of music. Cuz like out of every dubstep artist that I've ever listened to, I want to say that your stuff is probably like very unique as it kind of reminds me of like kind of it takes like modern dubstep like now like 2020 dubstep and combines it with like previous kind of 2012 style. Like
Oh yeah, I get that comment like so consistently, so consistently. So yeah, nailed it.
Do you think that there's anything in particular it's like was that something that you were initially going for, or was that just something that happened, or
Yeah, I mean, it's yeah. I think it's kind of really weird how I guess my sound kind of became. Um, because like you said, it stands out to you. I've always thought that like I've never been overly like actually I mean even remotely like confident that my shit was like super good or dope, but just like when I A/B'd it to everything my homies were making and like all these other artists, it always to me sounded like very different. Whether that's because it just wasn't as good, but yeah, it always did sound very different to me. And I was never like, oh, I'm gonna like mix, like a 2012 type shit with like newer production stuff. That also was never. I like. I guess I always tried to like replicate Skrillex the most, like most kids, and that was like I gravitated to like the growl more than anything. It's like the most overused thing I do in my tracks. You go listen to any of my songs, there will be like pitch and growls in every single one because like around Scary Monsters and that time, like that sound. I still think like the growls from that EP and like his Cinema remix, like Hey Sexy Lady remix and shit are still some of like the coolest sounds. So I still do those a ton. But yeah, it wasn't part of the plan at all. But also, I think I asked you if we could do the podcast around this time because it was a good time because of all of the like album stuff coming out. But basically, so if you guys or like anyone who is going to be listening or like any of my fans who have been listening to my stuff, like up until now, I just put out a record with Konus called OnlyFans. So
yeah,
and that was like pretty different for both of us. That was the first track that I did like full vocals on. That was also like a kind of like super poppy, like weird. It's about like OnlyFans and it's just like gassing up women in it. And
yeah, I do want to ask.
We were like.
Yeah, I did want to ask like where the concept of that came from because it was like, I mean, it was very different from like what you typically put out,
right?
But it's also like it is a very like interesting concept to base an entire song off of. Like I mean, like the actual like lyrics and the I guess plot of the song.
Yeah, yeah. I still also. I don't mean to sound cocky at all, but I think in the next few months, I feel like that song is going to click and go viral once it just gets posted by the right person on TikTok or something. I was just like chilling in my studio one night, just messing around with a bunch of loops that Konus had just sent me. He just made a little sample pack for us, and I pulled in that one. It was like that super cheesy, like teen bop intro loop. It sounds like a little like almost like it sounds like it's gonna be an Ariana Grande song or something. So I like started messing with that and I was like, this is like so cute and catchy, but like I can't make a track that like the Lost Lands crowd is gonna fuck with this. So
Right.
I was just I mean I was super lit, so I was just kind of freestyling a little bit, and then I hopped on Instagram, and I follow like a lot of women who have OnlyFans. Like I have a lot of friends who are involved in some type of sex work or have OnlyFans accounts. I started scrolling, and I saw a bunch of their stuff, and then I also like my closest friends are all women, so like I talk to women like more than anyone else, so I'm just always kind of very involved, I guess, with their like problems and shit. And like one of the most frequent things is that they tell me, like sex workers are like, they're always getting comments from dudes who are, as soon as they start making money and shit, like it's all kinds of terrible comments like, wow, like you have no self-respect, like you're putting photos of yourself on the internet, you're getting money, like why don't you get an honest job, like all kinds of stuff like that. And it's just like, that's always been like super whack to me. But I was just scrolling, and for some reason I was like, there's got to be like a song about like this. There has to be that. And then I just like quickly Googled it, and I found like a few like hip hop songs that kind of like reference it or something, but in like a negative way, like almost kind of saying like, hip hop is not always overly nice towards women. So I think it was kind of like saying like it was trashy or something. So I was like, okay, this is weird. I can't believe it haven't done. I just started like just like freestyling a little bit, and like came up with like the pre-drop and the hook and stuff, and I just like quickly recorded and had a little demo, and I was like, this is so catchy, and I think it's funny. And then I like wrote the drop. I almost finished the whole thing in like one night, and like I sent it to Konus in the morning. And I was like, hey, I think this track is like super funny, super awesome, like in terms of just like lyrics and shit. But I also told him, I was like, I will be like fully transparent. I like do not think dubstep kids are gonna be stoked on this.
Right.
I'm sure like a lot of kids like are gonna be in my DMs calling me a simp, calling me like a cringe, whatever. And I was like, it's pretty much done as is. Because I wrote like the intro drop. The first two drops was me. So I sent it to him in the morning. I was like, if you want to hit this, like happy for you to hop on it, but just like be aware, like kids like might not be overly stoked about it. And he was like, oh, 100%. Like I don't care. I'm gonna hit this. And he did like the last drop with his like the saxophone shit, and the first thing I thought was it sounded like almost just like very rich like porn music or something, like super sexy, just like chilling music. And I was like, this is perfect, this is awesome. And then for whatever reason, I was just listening to it, and I hit up my videographer. She's one of my favorite humans on the planet. Her Instagram's @403abc. I just texted her and I was like, hey, do you want to fuck around and make a music video? Never done it before, ever. And she was like, yeah, 100%. So I got her and like two of my best friends and a couple other people, like got the homie to pull up with the Audi. And then, yeah, I just like, I did a little like storyboard. I was like, hey, this is my idea for this music video. And then, yeah, that's how that came together. And then I edited the whole thing and directed it, whatever you want to call that. But, and then Konus is in Norway, so I have to send him like a little script of shots I need. Then I get him and his girl to film that, and then he sends them to me, and then I do everything. And so, yeah, that's a very long story of how the OnlyFans thing came to be.
I mean,
and I was right. I did get like a lot of, I think like the first week I lost like 150 likes on Facebook. All kinds of kids commenting, this is fucking cringy, whatever. I was like, whatever.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I liked it a lot.
You can definitely tell you had a lot of fun making it. And like my first listen to it, I was just like, this is definitely different. Like, I didn't necessarily like it at first, but after a couple listens, I was just like, you know what? This is just a fun track. I'm not going to listen to it all the time, but it's definitely something cool, and it's cool that you're experimenting with it.
Yeah, and that it was like, that's definitely kind of like a very one-off thing. Like, we're not, like, everything else new is not sounding, you know, like teeny bopper, all like super cute.
Yeah.
But the one when is this gonna air, this podcast?
Probably next Monday, I think.
Oh, Monday. Okay, cool. Perfect. That's cool. Then I can spill everything. So so that track was like very different from like my old sound, obviously. The one thing that is consistent with that's being applied to everything new is like the biggest thing is that like myself, actually, yes, I guess I'll kind of back up a tiny bit. So myself and Konus, if this is airing Monday, that's when we're announcing it anyways. So we have our full-length album we're announcing on Monday. The way
are you talking Monday, like as in this Monday? I mean, like it should be like next Monday, I think. So whatever that day is.
I'm talking like in 3 days. This is when we're announcing. So
okay. Well, this will be up in like 10 days? Is that when next Monday is?
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay. So then,
okay, cool. Well, then I can tell like
your album
more.
Will already have been announced. All right, sick.
Yes. Okay. So we're announcing our 13-track album. It's called Dispirited. The way we're rolling it out, because I'm not big enough to drop an album right now and have it do well, like the entire thing.
Right.
So when Konus and I started doing, so I need to back up a little bit. So I'd never done vocals on anything ever, like, but I always wanted to. Like as a kid, that was always the main thing. Like I did want to be like a singer in a band, even though I'd never sung or done anything vocal ever. But that was always what I wanted to do. And then in, I guess, March, it was pretty much right when this Corona stuff started happening. My 2020 also just like since January, basically, like as terrible as 2020 has been for like everybody, I basically like, I had just like the craziest shit go wrong for me. Like definitely like as cliche as it is, it's like you always hear, you know, like, oh, like an artist needs to like hit bottom to, you know, really just like find like their good whatever working kind of thing. So as cliche as that is, I was basically just because of Corona and shit, not touring at all. So Konus and I have been friends for like years, and kind of the last year we hadn't really worked as much as we had before. Just like I was touring a lot more, and he's just life. But this Corona stuff started happening, and he had hit me up and was like, "Hey, dude, it's been forever. Like, you want to hop on Skype? We'll write a track." So I was like, "Yeah, 100%." So we hopped on Skype, and he sent me this demo, and I was like, "This is sick." So we started working on it, and I have like this closet here. Last summer, actually, I'll just show you because it looks pretty tight. Like a year ago, I went and bought like a really nice like studio mic, and I like did a half-ass job treating it, did the lights, it looks dope, and then I just didn't use it. I was hoping a year ago if I went and bought it, it would be motivation for me to try this vocal shit you always wanted to do. I just didn't do it. So then, yeah, it's in March, Konus and I are working on this track, and we're just kind of shooting the shit. We're both having drinks and stuff, and the intro was like perfect for like rapping. So I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna record some bullshit. It'll be fun. Never done it before, like properly." And so I recorded this verse, put it in the thing, sent it to him, and he was like, "This is dope, dude. I'm gonna record a verse as well," because Konus has done a lot of like vocals and rapping before, so he was like, "This is sick. I'm gonna do a verse." So he did a verse, and we finished this track, and it was really cool. It's a track's called Bottles Poppin'. It's the first track that is on the album. So we finished that, and then I was like bumping it like so much the next day. I was like, this is sick, and that was like the most fun I've ever had making music, even though it was just kind of like, that's like a party song. Like, it's no like deep lyrics or anything. It's just kind of like a fun like rager kind of. But then like I messaged Konus, and I was like, hey dude, like are you busy this week? Like, do you want to make another song? Because like I had so much fun doing this vocal shit. So he was like, yeah, for sure. So we did another one, and we were doing them like we were banging these out in like one night. Like, we were just hopping on Skype for like 10, 11 hours type thing. He would be up until like 9 or 10 a.m. in Norway, just like, the kid's a machine. So we wrote like a couple tracks, and I was like, what do you think about doing like an EP where we both do vocals on all 3 tracks? And he was like, yeah, 100%. So we did that, and we had like a bunch of demos, and I was like, kind of right away, I was thinking like, I think I'm gonna like start doing this vocal thing, because like I really like this, and like really realistically, like the only reason I've never done it before is just because I've been terrified to do that. It's like, it's really weird if you've been making music on a computer for 10 years, but like the most I've ever been in the music is like if I'm playing a show and I'm on the mic and like, hey, what's up? So it's like, it's scary if you're gonna like write shit, record shit. But yeah, I guess like in the spring I was just like, I really am at a point where like I'm not enjoying pretty much anything. So, and I really wasn't enjoying like music at the time. I was just like, I had a really rough last year in terms of just like taking L's with music. Like, pretty much everything that could have like fallen through or something did. Like, I had a tour canceled, I had a bunch of other stuff. And I was just like really not enjoying the stuff, and my management and I, like, we ended up parting ways, but we just weren't really seeing eye to eye anymore, because like, there's definitely like the certain moves you can make to like get on the festivals and stuff. Like, obviously DJ support is incredibly important. You know, you get like a big like NSD or Disciple release or something like that. That's big as well. So my management was, you know, really being like, these are like great targets we need to hit. And I was like, I absolutely fully agree. But like, I just like, it gets really weird to me. And I've probably been doing this for like the last 5-6 years, whether I've liked it or not. But like, I'm sitting down and I'm opening my DAW and I'm already thinking like, okay, so I got to write a track that like you can headbang to, that like the kids are going to like for festivals. It's got to work at like a show. It's got to have this, and this. So Excision will play it maybe. Like, so like, I'm already kind of defaulting to like not making music that like I want to, because I'm already feeling like, and then really like it really gets at you when, if you do that for like a year, and then I'm like, hey, I think this one's dope, I'm gonna send this to one of these huge labels now. And then if they constantly pass, it's just like, it really like gets you. So basically, I kind of told my management, I'm like, hey, like, I'm doing this vocal thing. I think this is going to be my like one thing, and I'm really excited about it. And we just weren't really as excited about it. So I was like, okay. And then we parted ways. And then myself and Konus started working. Right away, I was like, look, do you want to do this? Like, we can really do something cool here. I think this is when we had about 3 or 4 demos done with like our vocals. And he was like, yeah, I'm in like 100%. And he's such a talented producer. But he's not, well, he's like also out in Norway. He's a really young kid, 21. He's not like super hella overly connected in like the back end stuff kind of deal. And I've always been like super hands-on with like business type stuff and like connections and stuff. I managed myself for a long time before I had management. So I basically just told Konus, I was like, do you want me? I'll like fully take you on. I'll manage you. I'm not going to take a dime from you or anything. Like, let's just do, like, if you're in, we can do this kind of group thing. And he was like, 100%. So then we started working for like 2-3 months, and we probably wrote like on it, like we're probably up to like 40 tracks now, probably, that are like not all of them completely done, but and they're all like I've never had like anywhere close to this much fun making music, and I've also never like even remotely felt like I had anything in music that was like different, that was gonna put me apart from like people.
Yeah.
And so like I like when we had about 20 songs, I was so excited because I basically like came to like a realization that's like super easy, but also, I mean, hard to break out of. Like if I'm trying to cater to like that NSD sound, or like, you know, try to get to those, like that kind of style, like I can fully say, like, no matter how many hours I put in on like sound design and like mix down and like weirdness and dopeness, I don't think I will ever match like the sudden deaths and the subtronics and like obviously the Skrillex. Like, it's not gonna happen. It's just not realistic. So rather than like try to compete with all of that, like Konus and I started making all this weird stuff, and like realistically, I think when all this stuff starts coming out, like I don't know of any other artists that people could listen to this new stuff and be like, oh, this is cool, but I like, it sounds like this guy, or I'd rather listen to this guy, because I really think this stuff is like in its own lane in terms of like, it's definitely not like, I'm not saying like nobody is ready for this, like it's the dopest production or whatever, but I think it's like, yeah, very different and weird, but in like an awesome way. Like I constantly, and I usually hate all my music, and like I've been listening to the album like on repeat. I love it. I'm so excited for it. And the way we're rolling it out is, I've also never seen or heard of this being done before, in dance music or like anything really. But so it's 13 tracks. The first single is dropping July 17th, next Friday. So it's that Bottles Poppin' track.
All right. So that'll be it.
So from next,
yeah, that'll be out when this airs.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, tight. So yeah, that's the first single, and from next Friday until January 1st, 2021. So every 2 weeks will be a new single, and every new single has full music video, hosted on Drop the Bassline's YouTube. So yeah, starting next Friday, like brand new single every 2 weeks, full music video. And yeah, the songs are like I said, the biggest thing is our vocals on everything. And we did production, mixing, vocals, just the two of us, everything. I'm completely like funding and handling like everything with Konus. So we're doing everything like completely do it yourself. It's just the two of us, and then like I've got like homegirl who does video, and my girl helps out, and a couple homies who are like helping with videos. But yeah, it's some of the songs are like super fun, heavy, like awesome. I think that we'll do at shows, and then some of them are like weird, like I don't even know, like SoundCloud, sad boy, like weird stuff. And then there's also like a lot of surprises as well that we're gonna be doing from now until January, that we're like weaving in with the album. So yeah, we have like so much cool stuff. Like I'm crazy excited, but I'm also like, I have so much work to do because I have to have a new like full music video shot and edited like every single 2 weeks. So I mean,
right.
I don't really sleep that much, but I'm like, yeah, I'm crazy excited.
That's really interesting though.
Yeah.
Having a single every 2 weeks.
Yeah, definitely a really cool way to be putting it out. And like I know a couple artists have been doing like the thing where it's like, yeah, we'll release a new track every week or every couple of weeks or like every certain amount of time. But it's like now it's been happening because of like quarantine. They've just been like, you know, been making a lot of things and been trying to put it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess I have one more question before we call it. And I kind of want to talk about your art for like all of your releases and all that stuff. Like who's responsible for all that?
I linked up with this dude. His like artist name is the Art of Zeke, and I don't remember where I found him. I believe he lives in like Colombia or like yeah, somewhere like when I had first met him on Facebook, it was somewhere like you would not expect. Like I've been hit up by graphic designers, you know, like 8 times a day that are like just like a North American kid or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he lives somewhere really cool. And I had him, I think, do just I really really liked his stuff. So he did a single for me maybe like actually yeah about 4 years ago. And he killed it, and just ever since, and it's only gotten better because he's like, we work so well together now. I'll hit him up. I'll be like, hey, new EP or new album, whatever. This is my idea. A lot of the time, I'll send him like just the dumbest looking like mock-up ever. Like it'll be like just like done in paint. It'll be like 2 stick men, or like I'll Google image like guy with baseball bat, like if I want to have an art with me holding a bat or some shit. So I'll send him like the dumbest looking mock-up art, be like, this is my idea, and he'll every time he just replies like got it with a period. He's like very matter of fact with like typing, and then like a couple of days he'll send me a sketch, and I've never once like had him send me a sketch and me be like, I'm not really into that. Like literally every single time he sends me a sketch before he inks it because he wants to know if he can go ahead, and like every single time I'm just like, this is perfect. This is so good. And so I've been using him for about 4 or 5 years now. He does all my stuff. Super super quick and like awesome rates. Yeah, if anyone needs artwork, on Facebook, Art of Zeke. He's crazy talented.
Definitely a really good like artist and art style. Like I mean, whenever you put out like if you just showed me like the album covers to your stuff, like even obviously like I mean you're pretty much depicted in every single one of them. But even if that like wasn't the case, I'd probably know it was like one of your tracks because it was, you know, the art is
Totally.
so recognizable.
Yeah, which is like a huge reason of why I loved him from the get-go. Because when we first linked, he wasn't like crazy popping. So now like he gets a lot of clients because they've seen my stuff. Like I think I'm probably his like largest client type thing. So I've seen a lot of stuff on Facebook now that like are going to him because of me. But yeah, like the fact that you're saying if you see his art now and even if there's no logos or caption on it, like you'll just assume that like that was definitely a plan, because like I think a lot of producers don't really think about that kind of stuff, because like visual stuff is like so important for that exact reason. Like you just said, like you'll see it and you think like, oh, okay, cool, Infinite. Like you can do that with like, you know, like the NSDs and the Disciples, right? Like they all have like
they all have
basically
like
a template, like very similar style. But I mean, now you also get how many kids on SoundCloud basically have like a blanket rip off of, you know, one of these like big, cool, popular style things. But if you're going on SoundCloud, like scrolling, if I'm scrolling and I won't even look at the title maybe. If I see like a wicked artwork, there's like a decent chance I'm gonna hit play just because of that. So like I've always just like, I'm more than happy to like pay for like awesome shit like for that reason.
Yeah. All right. I guess on that note, we're reaching about the end of our episode time here. So I guess with that said, are there any like final words you want to give to anybody out there?
Be yourself. No, I'm just kidding. Not cheesy. Yeah, thank you guys very much for having me. I talked a lot. Sorry if I talked too much.
Dude, don't worry.
Yeah, keep commenting pizza time on everybody's stuff. Like I've said before, new album with my boy Konus. We're announcing Monday. First single is out, or I guess yeah, it'll be out by the time this is out. So next single will be out July 31st. That's called Baiting, and yeah, new single, new music video every 2 weeks until 2021, and also lots of fun little surprises in there for producers and not producers and everyone. Lots of fun, cool shit. I think by the end of the year, we're all gonna be having lots of fun with you guys. Hopefully.
All right. Do you want to go ahead and just like plug all your stuff? Like, where can they find you?
You can find me at Infinite Music on everything. Spelled the stupid, annoying way I have it spelled. So INF, the number one, and the number one TE music on everything.
All right. Okay. Sick. Yeah. I guess with that being said, you can follow Infinite. You can follow us. Follow the podcast. Follow us individually if you're that inclined. If you want to see
follow them, of course.
Yeah.
Yes. Follow Pizza Time.
Yeah. Yeah. Check us out. Join our Discord. That'd be great. And if you can probably interact with some nice people. And then we just got a Patreon, and if we reach $100 per month, I will, whatever episode comes after that we record, I will be eating a raw onion during the entire recording and putting myself through that pain. So that's incentive for you to start, giving us money. All right. Well, on that note, thank you all so much for tuning in, and we'll see you all in the next episode.
Peace.